up, nobody can bring me down. I trusted you, but you let me down. It's crazy that you moving on, but I'm okay, I'm okay. It's torture being in.
Now, reading the title of this video, you might think, why am I making this? It's pretty dumb. However, I strongly disagree with you. Zamasu, going from a supreme Kai into a murderer, then a murderer into an imposter, then going back in time to influence yourself to become a murderer. No matter how many deaths had to be counted, you strove to make the universe a better place. You strove for peace, greatness, and perfection. But striving for those very same goals made you become the complete opposite from what you strove. You became imperfect, chaos, and a failure. The question is though, was it worth it? Was it worth becoming the thing you hated the most? Even after wishing to become indestructible, you were destroyed. Not just physically, but mentally as well. And as I'm making this video, I'm sitting here wondering, was he correct all along? Do mortals cause nothing but pain and suffering? Today we'll be going over the ideology and philosophy of zamasu. Starting off as a Supreme Kai in training for Universe 10, Zamasu watched over mortals day in and day out. But even though he watched them every single day, he could see nothing but pain. And once viewing that, he thought to himself that he should do something to make it right, something to stop the suffering. And with passing time, he began to develop hatred and disgust towards mortals. But even having those pent-up emotions, he never crossed the line. He never took that step. Until one mere mortal humiliated him and made him realize that mortals are nothing but animals, created by the gods to make life in the universe. He seen mortals do the complete opposite and take away life in the universe. He took it upon himself to fix the mistakes of the gods, destroy the mortals before they destroyed themselves. In his mind, he believed he was doing justice. He believed he was making the universe a better place. He knew that his mentor wouldn't approve of this, but to fulfill his plan, there was only one way to get the necessary tools to get rid of the mortals. Zamasu had to become the Supreme Kai of Universe 10. Knowing that his mentor wouldn't allow it, he had to do the deed. He had to do what was necessary. So he struck down Guasu, and stripping him of his role of Supreme Kai, and thus born a new Supreme Kai, Zamasu, the Supreme God. But realizing that his own power wasn't enough, he decided to go to an omniscient being to learn how to gain more power. And in forcing the all-knowing being to tell him everything that he needed to know, he learned of the Super Dragon Balls. And after gathering all the Dragon Balls, he decided to make a wish to take over the body of Son Goku, the same mortal that humiliated him. And taking over the body of Son Goku, he gained unimaginable power. And the first thing he did was kill Son Goku. And he also decided to murder his family as well. And the last thing they seen was being struck down by the face of the man that they loved. Zamasu then decided to go to the other universes and strike down the other Supreme Kais, which also led to the death of the gods of destruction. Now, not worried about any interferences, Zamasu began with his plan. Deciding to go back in time and in an alternate reality, he decided to team up with his former self. They decided to use the Super Dragon Balls so one of the Zamasu can gain invincibility. From now on in the video, I'll be referring to them as Goku Black and Zamasu because it'll get kind of weird saying Zamasu both and confusing. Obviously, Goku Black being the Zamasu which I started the story on. So anyways, at this point, Zamasu and Goku Black started to wreak havoc on mortals. Goku Black, going back to his timeline, he started to destroy Earth, where Future Trunks was there to try and defend it, but he wasn't strong enough. And in doing so, Future Trunks decided to go back in time and getting help from his friends from his past. Little did Trunks know, Goku Black was able to follow him throughout time. And as Goku Black went back in time, he seen Goku, the same man that humiliated him. And so they started to fight. Goku Black was being overwhelmed, but in that fight he was crippled. He was being forced back in his timeline. Goku Black was significantly damaged. He was in pain. But this time it was different. He turned pain into strength. He gained more power. And in the next matchup, Goku Black transformed, which we now know as Super Saiyan Rose. Goku Black turned pain into power and ugliness into beauty. I'm gonna skip past a few events and go straight into Merge Zamasu, because that's where things really change. After using the Patara earring, he managed to fuse with himself and became the ultimate god, Merge Zamasu. After fusing, he really believed that he was truly perfect. He believed that no mere mortal could stand up to him, but he was proven wrong. The Saiyans kept on coming back and started to overpower him and push him. And after doing a struggle beam with Goku and losing, his body started to change form. Something was happening. The perfect body that he believed he had made him imperfect, made him corrupted. Having immortality on one side and being immortal on the other, his body didn't know what to do with itself, so it began to corrupt. However, this corruption made him more powerful and made him even be able to contend with the fusion of both Goku and Vegeta. Now in that fight, Vegito said something very interesting that caught my eye. He basically said that Zamasu's dream would never be fulfilled. The reason being is because he's fused with the mortal, the body of Son Goku. However, Zamasu just laughs it off. He says that was his plan all along. Goku was able to contain power that even surpasses gods, showing the true failure of gods, not even being able to contain their own creation. So Merge Zamasu being both a mortal and a god, he would be the personification of the sins of mortals and the failure of gods. And he believed that was a true duty of a god. He was doing all this just for the world. No, for the entire universe. Even though he would destroy all the mortals, they will still live on with him because he himself is immortal. However, he is also a god, so he understands both sides. He knows how it feels to be both of them. And in turn, he believed that he was taking the sins of the mortals and the failure of the gods and turning it into beauty and love and success. However, I feel like Zamasu lost his way, that he became more obsessed with power than striving for his dreams. In the end, I feel like he became more of a villain than an anti-villain. Yes, he became the timeline, he was able to destroy all the mortals, but he was just seeking power at that point, and not his dreams. Now to wrap it up, do I feel as if Zamasu's ideology was correct? See, that's really hard for me to answer. If you're viewing nothing but evil 24/7, how would you feel? And I'm pretty sure we can all agree that mortals are barbaric. We start wars, we fight over the littlest things, and we kill. Now taking that into account, being in Zamasu's situation, was he really wrong? Now I'm not saying that I agree with what he did, but being put in his situation, you can understand it. Now I don't want to make the video too long, so I feel like I'm going to wrap it up right here. Now to answer the question, was Zamasu's ideology right? No, I don't think it was right. However, put in the same situation as Zamasu and seeing evil and pain for 24/7, when you have the ability to stop the pain, I would have done the same thing.
What did he say?
Now, I know some of you might think, oh, nah, you're evil, that's bullshit, or some of that shit, but nah, if you really look at it and analyze what Zamasu's been through, you would get where he's coming from. A character that I would compare Zamasu to is more like Pain from Naruto. Now, obvious fuckingly, Zamasu did it on a way bigger scale, but you can actually compare the two characters and what they believed in. They both believed that with sacrifice, it became peace. With death, it became life. With pain, they came love. And honestly, anti-villains are one of the best villains there can possibly be, in my personal opinion. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap the video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I really had a fun time making it, going over to Goku Black Art, rewatching it. And again, turn on the post notifications, subscribe, like the video, comment, tell me what you thought about the video. And I'm gonna see you next time. Peace.